There we go. Well, I just want to say welcome to everyone today. Um, and can you see me? Just let me know if it's coming in to you okay. Somebody let me know that.
Looks good.
All right. And I'm glad to be here. So I just really want to say today, welcome to this Wellness Wednesday Lunch and Learn. And I'm pretty excited because today we're going to be talking about tips to winterize your health. We just went off of daylight savings time, and I think we're getting ready for winter. You probably are winterizing your car, you're winterizing your home, you're winterizing your clothes. And today I just want to encourage you to winterize your health, especially your heart health, which really faces a lot of risk during this winter season. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. First of all, I want to tell you, this is Dr. Nozella, Doctor of Education, super passionate about empowering people to achieve the health that they want, the quality of life that they deserve. Professionally, I'm a Director Emeritus of a university urban extension program. I manage 2 federal nutrition programs for underserved audiences, and I've taught for over 15 years in the schools, in the community, nutrition education, professor, writer, speaker, researcher, and a consultant. And like many women, I have really struggled over the years to have this balanced life. And that one thing that I've learned is that I have to be very intentional and very protective, and even more so during this particular time, that it's really so important that I invest in myself. And I've shared often how I have struggled with my health most of my life. I didn't have much energy as a child. My mother took me to a lot of doctors. They said it was in my head. So we had to search for answers to my health issues. And it was about 45 years ago, right after I first got married, that I was fortunate enough to see a doctor that was a naturopath. And what was interesting, at the time, I had been in school and been trained that you did not, these type of doctors were really quacks. And so I was taking kind of a risk, to go to him, but I'm so glad that I did, because he showed me a better way for me to look at my health. Rather than giving me meds, he gave me a diet, and he gave me some advice that I was going to follow all of these years. He said, if you don't make some lifestyle changes, you're going to have heart disease and diabetes by the time you're 30, okay? And he gave me that diet. He started to follow up. I started following the lifestyle changes that he taught me, changing my diet. And then I moved back to Kansas City, and I started to regress. I got pregnant. They told you don't do any of these kind of things, and that was just a big mess. But anyway, I tried to get back on track, and it was a friend. I was suffering with some health issues again, and she is the one that said, hey, can I try some oils on your feet? And I thought it was kind of crazy, but she did that. And you know what? That has really changed my life, because then I discovered the power of the plant oils. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But I'm really excited, because at my last doctor's appointment, my doctor was so excited about what she saw in terms of my numbers. She said, man, you don't have any issues with your heart, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, none of those things. You've been the best patient I've had all day. And she said, whatever you are doing, please continue to do. And I'm excited, because even though heart disease and things like that run in my family, I don't have those issues, but I really attribute it to the things that God has taught me over the years. And so I get really excited about sharing that with you. So that's what I wanted to start out doing today. I do want, again, to put this disclaimer on, that what we are talking about today is not intended to replace advice of your healthcare provider. It's not intended to diagnose, to treat, to prevent, or to cure any disease. It's intended for educational purposes only. I am an educator, and I'm just super passionate about empowering people to have all the resources and the information that they need so that you can be advocates for your own health. You need to take charge of your health. So please seek those healthcare providers that are really knowledgeable in the areas of concern for you. So before we get started today specifically, I do want us to review a few of the basics just about how you need to support your immune system, because overall, that is what is going to cover the things that we're going to talk about today. So if you really want to strengthen your immune system, you really need to have an idea how it works, because the body was designed to heal itself. So let's just talk about a few of the basics. First of all, the immune system is made up of a network of cells, of tissues, of organs that work together to protect your body. And its primary job is to keep your body safe and healthy. There are two main parts to that immune system. There's the innate immune system, which you're born with, and there's the acquired or adaptive immune system that you'll hear about. And that's the one that adapts and learns as you grow and as you age. They're both very closely related, and they both work together when you need an immune response. Okay, now, the innate immune system is your body's first line of defense. It's primed and ready to fight off all at any time. And it's things like your skin, your eyelashes, your mucous membranes. Those are the things that really help to keep, it's like barriers, like physical barriers that keep invaders like parasites and toxins and viruses and pathogens and fungi and bacteria, those kind of things. It keeps those out. That's its primary job. And there's also some types of white blood cells within. They're called leukocytes, and their kind of work to defend and protect the human body. So they're constantly kind of on the lookout for invaders that they can kill. And if that innate immune system gets really overwhelmed, it will trigger the hypothalamus that's in your brain to increase your body's core temperature. That's where that fever comes in. And then it'll call on the adaptive immune system to kind of help fight the intruders. And that's why you have that fever. So it's not like it's a bad thing, but it's letting you know that something's going on. Now, the adaptive immune system is much, much slower to respond to threats and infections than your innate immune system, okay? Because it's the one that's activated when it's exposed to the pathogens, okay? So the cool thing about this system is that it really uses what we call an immunological memory to make cells or to make antibodies that protect your body from a specific invader. In other words, once it's been exposed to an invader, it'll remember that, so it can provide some long-term defense and protection against any recurrent infections. So the entire process, man, is happening all the time without you even knowing about it. And it happens really when you're healthy, okay? But when you start seeing some symptoms, you know that it's at work, okay? So keep in mind that although symptoms will occur, like you'll have an increase in some mucus and rashes and fevers and things like that, and they make you uncomfortable, there's simply proof that your immune system is working hard and it's trying to bring your body back into balance, which is what we call homeostasis. So you really want to know how to support that. And we're not going to talk, I have a whole class on that, but I just want you to remember the basics of that. And keep in mind too, that babies that are less than a year old, they have an adaptive immune system that they get from the antibodies of their mother's breast milk. So that's why breastfeeding is so important. But just briefly, again, the key ways to support your immune system are very important. I mean, there's just no magic pill, okay? There's several things that work with this. So one is going to be your lifestyle. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are part of this lifestyle. But one of the main things is managing your stress. We're going to talk about that again. And with that, I'd like you to keep in mind that if you stimulate that vagus nerve, that's that longest cranial nerve that goes through your body, okay? That's the one that really helps you relieve the stress. And in doing that, there's just so simple ways to do it. So I just want to remind you, if you just gargle, hum, sing, meditate, we'll talk about that a little bit more, getting adjustment with your chiropractor, laughing, exercise, all of those things, including your sleep, we'll talk about that a little bit more. All of those help to support the vagus nerve, which really helps to support your overall immunity, which is part of your lifestyle, okay? And then the food you eat, there's just no way to get around that. You want to eat foods that are going to be high in antioxidants, which help to reduce inflammation and to fight oxidative stress in your body. You also want to keep foods that are rich in vitamin C, like your citrus fruits and bell peppers. They provide anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. You want foods that are rich in beta carotene, like your carrots, your pumpkins, your sweet potatoes, red bell peppers, kale, apricots. Let me see. spinach, your greens, of course, okay, because they really are high in those antioxidants. And I like to say, just remember your G bombs, okay? Greens, beans, onions and garlic, mushrooms, berries, and seeds, okay? If you just remember the G bombs and try to get as much of that as you can. And I have to be honest, I don't have a lot of time sometimes to do the fresh salads, to do smoothies when I'm traveling. So I really do have some favorite food supplements that I use. And I'll just share a few of them. One of them is a multi-greens because it is just kind of a tablets that I could take, capsules actually, and they will deliver a combination of very invigorating greens such as my spirulina, alfalfa sprouts, barley grass, bee pollen, Pacific kelp, much of those things that really support my overall health. And it also has some of the essential oils in it, like Melissa, that really help with it being bioavailable. And then I also like the Ningxia greens, which I can put in liquid. So I can put it in a smoothie or put it in my almond milk just for quickly, because I can get like 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables just from one little scoop of the Ningxia greens. So, and it delivers a real powerful dose of antioxidants and vitamins and minerals and other really important phytonutrients. It has about 60 plus nutrient rich vegetables like fruits and herbs and algae and mushroom in it. And it supports overall healthy immune system, my digestive system. And it also gives me kind of this boost of energy. It's another reason I really, really like it. And then it is infused with a proprietary blend of essential oils that really help it to be more bioavailable. And it doesn't have any artificial colors in it, flavors, fillers, sweeteners, all that stuff that I don't want that in my system at all. And then lastly, of course, I have to talk about the Ningxia wolfberry, okay, because it's an antioxidant and I can get it in the Ningxia wolfberry Ningxia red drink. And it really just provides me with a really nutritive infusion of whole body support. I like it because just 1 ounce of this pureed drink has the antioxidant power of 4 pounds of carrots, not 4 carrots, but 4 pounds of carrots, 2 quarts of carrot juice, 8 oranges, 1 pint of orange juice, 2 pounds of beet juice, 3 cups of raspberries, 2 cups of blueberries, all of that just in 1 ounce. And I usually like to get 2 ounces a day. So those are just some quick things that I do to kind of boost my immune system. And then also we've discovered that herbs help boost your immune system. There's a lot of research on echinacea and how awesome it is. There's research on the elderberry, another plant that's used for all the health benefits that it has to help fight colds and flus and things like that. And I like to make an elderberry wolfberry syrup that can be taken all season long, like 2 tablespoons during the season to kind of boost my immune system. And if you're interested in that, check out my elevated immunity class on my YouTube channel. And we've got a recipe for it. It's real simple to make and we can get that to you. And then we do have cardiogize, which is wonderful for the heart. So if you're looking for a herb that's good for the heart, then the cardiogize, because it has coenzyme Q10, it has selenium in it, has garlic, it has astragalus, it has dongquan, some motherwort, some hawthorn berry, and it's just really combined with some premium essential oils too as well. I really, really find that very helpful in supporting heart health. And then supplements. You will select supplements that are going to work best with your body. When I was in the university, we're getting on my bachelor's over 30 years ago, they taught us that we didn't need supplements. They were teaching people that if you just ate a good diet, that was all that you needed to do. And there's still some old school doctors that are telling patients that, but the research is showing that is just not true anymore. What we have learned is our agricultural practices leave our foods with less nutrients in it than they had 30 years ago. And the lifestyle practices of people, what they're eating, the fast food, the processed food they're eating, means that we're all nutrient depleted. So we all need some supplementation. And you can decide what's really, really going to work best for you in doing that. Again, I can mention something like the omega Gi's because it has the power of 3 of the core daily supplements that are really good for heart health. Omega fatty acids, the vitamin D3, the coenzyme Q10, wonderful for that. Oftentimes you will hear the need for more magnesium and calcium. So we have a Mega Cal. People have asked about that because it's really a good calcium supplement that has about 210 milligrams of both calcium and magnesium in the proper balance, okay, that you'll want to take it. And then, of course, the essential oils really will support your immune system. And I encourage you to do your research on that. Many of them contain antioxidants and they can support various systems of your body, which include the immune system and the heart health, which we're going to talk about today. Some of the key ones that I like to think about are lavender, lemon, rosemary, thieves, which has that blend of clove and lemon and cinnamon bark and eucalyptus, and then rosemary. And oftentimes they can be taken, if they're vitality, you can also take them internally. So you want to be careful how they're labeled. And I do want to just stop here a minute and explain it is really important that you know the quality of the essential oils that you are using. They are not all the same. I thought initially I was saving money by going out and buying mine at the department stores and buying mine at health food stores. And I wasted a whole lot of money. Not only that, I really kind of harmed my health in many ways because I didn't understand all this at first. And I was actually putting some things in my body that were synthetic, that were really toxic, that were not plant-based. So really, I encourage you to check out the essential oils that you're using. I use Young Living because they have that seed to seal promise. And they get all of their oils. The plant material is grown on corporately owned farms, and they carefully vet their partner farms so that they have a very high standard. They use a very sustainable farming and sourcing practices so that they can provide the purest oil. And they really take care to preserve and protect the natural resources. All of their farms are hand weeded and they don't use any pesticides. So there's not getting that in your body. Their oils retain all of the natural constituents and therapeutic properties. So they really work when they distill to get the highest grade of constituents in those products. And they use food grade distillers, so you're not getting parts of the distiller into the oils. And they use the low pressure, low temperature distillation without the use of solvents or synthetic chemicals. So you're just getting a pure oil. And I like the fact that they're rigorously tested both in their own facility and with third-party facilities. And they're carefully kind of reviewed at each stage. So if at any point, if they fail, they will not sell you that oil. And that's why sometimes the oil won't be available until they can have the highest quality. And I appreciate that about that company. So let's get going. Winterizing your health. Let me give you this caution because we're seeing some real issues with that. This issue now. Many people keep cold and flu meds on hand, okay? But these often contain some ingredients that will really sabotage heart health. So if you've got heart issues going on, please be careful with this. Things to watch out for are decongestants, such as phenylphrine, I'm trying to think how to say that properly, and pseudoepinephrine, okay? And watch out for your cough suppressants, okay? Such as a dextromethorphanol, okay? I'm not getting that right, okay? But what we do know is these are things that raise the heart rate and they raise blood pressure. Dr. Buffett, he's a cardiologist and editor in chief of the Harvard Heart Letter, and he warns, stay away from cold remedies that contain decongestants if you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or a history of stroke. So make sure that you're looking at these ingredients. If you have any of these in your medicine cabinet, these are things you want to stay away from. You want to make sure that the products that you're using don't have this during this time. So another thing to think about during this time, we talk about protecting your health, is we often have to do some moving of some snow. Okay, okay. And keep in mind that shoveling snow and pushing heavy snow blowers makes your heart work overtime, especially in cold weather, which that narrows the blood vessels. Okay. It also will increase the risk of a heart attack, particularly if you're not in condition and you don't exercise regularly anyway. And that's what often happens. And I've had some real sad stories of people that have had heart attacks shoveling snow during this season. So I really want to stress this: avoid the risk. Ask friends or family or someone else, hire someone to shovel your snow, someone that's in condition, okay? And plan ahead for what you will do when you have the snow. Some parts of the country, we just get here where we're at maybe 1 or 2 really bad snows, 2 or 3, okay? And so plan ahead how you're going to handle that, so that at the last minute, you're not trying to do something that could really harm your health. And if you're doing it yourself, think about it like a workout. So you'll want to warm yourself up like you would if you were doing regular exercise. You'll want to make sure you're very hydrated. You'll want to do it very slowly. And you want to stop if you're feeling any disease, if you're feeling dizzy, if you're feeling out of breath. And I really encourage you to make sure that someone's around and you're not alone when you're doing it. Really be careful with this. Now, there's some nutritional things I think we could do during this time to really winterize our health as well. During the winter, it's really tempting to kind of go off your health diet. Okay, well, it's a little fun now and then. I know it won't hurt anything if you have a little comfort food here and there. Okay, but there's so many opportunities during this time to indulge in a lot of fatty foods, a lot of salty, sugary, high calorie comfort foods. Okay. And what is the comfort if you end up sick for days, even weeks? Okay. Not only will this add pounds, but it will increase your cholesterol, your blood sugar. And it is real easy to raise your cardiovascular risk, okay? And of course, drinking too much alcohol during this time can cause a temporary or even a permanent irregular heartbeat condition, which we know as atrial fibrillation, okay? So really be careful with the alcohol intake as well. I recommend that you plan ahead to avoid overeating and going off of your healthy diet. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Remember, your 8 glasses of water or half your body weight in ounces of water, okay? Try during this time to stay really hydrated. And don't go to your holiday event hungry. So eat a healthy snack before going. I like to take one of my snacks. So I might take my Ninja greens, or I might do that before I go. I might take my Ningxia red before I go, so I'm not so hungry when I'm there. And then another thing is just eat smaller portions of your favorite foods, okay? Not a large amount. And so maybe take just a tad bit on your plate and go talk to all your friends and spend that kind of time. And you're not as tempted. Don't stand by the food, okay? And then try to avoid the salty, fatty, sugar, high calorie foods as much as you can. And as we mentioned before, limit that alcohol intake because it really can damage that heart and create that irregular heartbeat that may not really be able to be reversible. Resolve for yourself, okay, to maintain a healthy nutrition routine and just enjoy yourself, enjoy the people, and know you're taking care of yourself during that time as well. Also, let's talk about moving during this time, okay? During the winter time, it is really easy for us to want to stay in, to hibernate, okay, and all that kind of thing. But keep in mind that aerobic exercise, that's a kind that works your heart and your lungs, and it really is crucial for your heart health and for a healthy immune system, okay? And your mental health, okay? So that exercising helps all of that. And so just because the weather might be bad, think about ways that you can keep moving. Remember, we need 150 minutes of exercise a week or 30 minutes most days. You can get 10 minutes 3 times throughout the day. The more you're moving throughout the day, the better. But figure out where you can exercise, whether that's indoors and what type of exercises you can do. Do something you enjoy. If that's just dancing around, moving around, while you're working at home, while you're at work. Some people talk about having a cycle under their desk, but now it's easy because you can follow an online class, you can follow a class on TV, you can go to YouTube. It's loaded with all kinds of options that are free. Okay, look for those things that are geared for your age, look for those things that are geared for your ability, and look for those things that are fun. Okay, and don't try to do too much too fast. If you're considering a gym, find local classes or rec center or Y. And if you need a buddy to go with you, have them go with you, but do something you enjoy. The key is to keep moving, okay? Even if you're sitting watching TV, think of ways you can move your feet, move your arms, and just keep your body moving. All of that circulation is so important for your health. And then we also have got to, again, as we talked earlier, deal with stress. Okay, when we talk about immune health, when you're managing your stress, especially during the holiday seasons, you want to think ahead of the pressures that will happen. Remember that stress triggers the body's fight or flight response, and that sends stress hormones throughout your body, and it makes the heart beat faster, it makes you breathe quicker, it makes your muscles tense. And that happens for both good and bad stress, okay? And it's really not harmful if it's temporary, okay? If we have that and then we have a time of rest. But the chronic stress is what really contributes to clogged arteries, to high blood pressure, and it can really lead to heart attacks and strokes, okay? And so it's so important to understand how important it is to bring that body back down from fight or flight. And some people stay in that fight or flight time. They don't even recognize that they're living in chronic stress. So remember, we talked about how to manage stress by stimulating that vagus nerve. Things like doing yoga, Tai Chi, meditation, and mindfulness. If you could just do 10 minutes of relaxation breathing, just 10 minutes of sitting and doing deep breathing, you would be surprised at how much that would help your health. I challenge you, if you have high blood pressure, if you have a high blood pressure machine, take your blood pressure first, and then just sit for 10 minutes and do the deep breathing, just 10 minutes quietly, 10 minutes, and then take your blood pressure again and see if you notice a difference there. Another thing, and especially during this time, you're going to be around a lot of people laughing. Do you know that laughter can send 20% more blood flowing through your body? Okay, think about that proverb, a merry heart is good medicine. It really is. And then I have to remind you how important sleep is, okay? 7 to 9 hours. And during this time, it's real easy to have the late nights or to, kind of quote, cheat on the sleep and think you can make it up. I hate to tell you this, you never can make up sleep. Okay, so an occasional late night isn't going to be too bad, but you don't want to make that a habit because, again, you're increasing your risk of disease. And of course, our essential oils definitely are calming. I mean, things like your lavender, your marjoram, copaiba is wonderful, lang lang, cedarwood, I have by my bed, the peace and calming, the stress away, those are all ones that I keep. And tranquil or rutavala are really, really, really nice. And one way to use them at night is just to rub them on the bottom of your feet, give your a foot massage, or rub them on your shoulders before you go to bed. I would encourage you to be safe when you're using your essential oils. Make sure that they're pure. As we talked before, you may need to use a carrier oil with some. You don't ever want to put them in your eyes or your ears. And please follow the directions that are on the bottle. I'm really excited about the oils that I use because I can use them 3 ways. I mean, I can use them topically. I can just put them right on. Oftentimes I just put it in my hand, rub them, and just do a sentence, do the deep breathing that way. I love to do it that way, or use a diffuser. is another way aromatically. And then if they are labeled with vitality label, then you're able to ingest them. And oftentimes, if the same oil, if it has the solid label or the white label, says vitality, it's actually the same oil in the bottles, but it lets you know that that is an essential oil that is safe by the FDA for you to ingest. Let me just really encourage you during this time to love yourself enough to winterize your heart health and make that a priority. Today, take some small steps to reduce your risk so you can really enjoy the season. I encourage you to make a plan, nothing really big, but think about one thing. And as I talk now, and I'm going to do a drawing, I'm going to do a drawing for a free bottle of the Christmas Spirit, which is a wonderful oil that boosts the immune system, but it just smells so delicious. Okay, and so I'm going to ask you to put in the chat or put on the Facebook comments page as you're listening to this. One thing that we talked about today that you can do just to winterize your heart health, to love yourself during this season, just one thing that you can do. We talked about several. We talked about how important it is for you to support your immune system. We talked about lifestyle things you can do, supporting your vagus nerve, meditation, all of those things. We talked about the good foods, the G bombs, selecting those foods and herbs that support your system, and then some supplements that would be helpful for you and some essential oils. Think about one thing that you can do to winterize your health, remembering to check that medicine cabinet for those decongestants or cough suppressants that really may be harmful, especially if you have heart disease already. And then also remember about shoveling snow, okay? That is a workout, so you don't want to do that, or have a plan so that you can do it safely. I encourage you to move more, to laugh, do your relaxation yoga, your mindfulness. You are really worth it, okay? So put one thing that you can do in that chat, and I'm going to take those off and put you in our drawing. Before I close, I know some of you may want to get started. And so I just wanted to let you know that there are some simple ways that you can really get started today. You can get some essential oils that will boost your immune system, that will support your heart health, that will help you reduce your stress and provide a real calming environment for you. I am really excited because we have some bundles that you can use. I mean, you can get the bundle you see on the top. This bundle will give you 12 different oils that support all your body systems, plus a diffuser, gives you samples of the Nincture, everything you would need to really support your heart health. It's only $165, and you also unlock the 24% discount when you get that initially for a year. It's just wonderful. And then we've got a new little bundle here called a loyalty bundle. It's only $135, but it'll have the major oils. It'll have thieves in it, peppermint, peace and calming, purification, lemon, stress away, and some vanilla in it. And so it's an excellent bundle to get started. Again, once you get it, you unlock the 24% discount for the rest of the whole year. And there's also some other bonuses that we can get for you, some free prizes that you can get. I'd love to get you started. Just text me or let me know at the end of this call, and I'll talk to you about that to get you going. But here's a QR code if you want to take a picture of it. That'll take you to some of the products that we talked about today. And if you're on today, you will be able to get the replay of this class. But I want to thank you so much for spending your lunch hour with me today. And I really am excited about ways that you are going to be winterizing your health. So please put that one comment in the chat or on the Facebook page. We'll be looking forward. Let me know how you're taking care of yourself. Have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday, and I'll look forward to seeing you back here next week. Love you guys. Bye.